Understanding pain is a tool for growth. Pain is not the enemy. It is a signal, a teacher that shows us where we need to grow. When we stop avoiding pain and start accepting it, we unlock the potential to become stronger versions of ourselves. Adversity as a catalyst for transformation. Life's hardest moments often lead to the most profound transformations. The greatest leaders, innovators, and survivors have all experienced pain and adversity, but they didn't allow it to define them. Instead, they used it to push past their limits. The importance of persistence. Persistence is the key that unlocks success. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. How many times you continue despite the struggle. Redefining failure. Failure is not the end. It is simply a part of the process. Every mistake, every setback is a lesson, and sometimes we have to accept the pain of failure to get the clarity we need to succeed. The power of self-belief. In the face of hardship, what you believe about yourself is what will carry you through. Accepting pain and challenges builds resilience, and resilience builds confidence. Taking action, no matter the circumstances. It's easy to dream of success, but success requires action. Embrace the pain that comes with the pursuit of your dreams. Do not wait for the conditions to be perfect, for they never will be. Take action now despite the pain. Accept the pain. Speech. Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of unexpected twists, and at times it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on us. It's in these moments, when we feel broken, beaten, and overwhelmed, that many of us ask the question, why me? But I'm here to tell you today, the better question to ask is, why not me? Pain, adversity, challenges, these aren't obstacles to success, they are the path. Let me take you back for a moment to a story many of us know. A man named Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of our time. You know the story of the light bulb, but what many forget is that Edison failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded. Do you think he didn't feel the sting of failure? Do you think he didn't feel the weight of defeat? Yet it was his acceptance of pain, his refusal to be beaten by it, that led to his breakthrough. He didn't let failure define him, he used it to refine him. And this brings me to a point I need you to understand deeply. Pain isn't something you need to run from. Pain is a teacher, and sometimes the lessons it provides are the ones we most need to learn. When you accept pain, you learn to grow from it. You don't wait for life to stop hurting. You don't wait for the circumstances to be perfect. You embrace the struggle, because you know, deep down, that this is the fire that will forge your strength. The truth is, life is going to hurt. It's going to test you, push you to your limits, and strip away everything that is not solid in you. But here's the beauty of it. Every time you rise, every time you keep going, you get stronger. This is where growth happens. The most successful people, the ones who changed the world, aren't the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who faced adversity head on, took the pain, and kept on moving. But let me tell you something else. There is power in persistence. If you are willing to push through the pain to get back up when life knocks you down, you will see that persistence is the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Life is not about avoiding pain. It's about learning to endure it, to take it in stride, and to turn it into fuel for your journey. Think about failure. Most people fear it. They avoid it like the plague. But failure, my friends, is not the enemy. Failure is a stepping stone. Every mistake, every setback is a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. Think about your favorite athlete. Think about the pain they endured, the hours of practice, the injuries, the defeats. They could have quit, but they didn't. They accepted the pain and let it shape them. Now, and that's what you must do too. You have to redefine what failure means to you. Failure is not the end. It's a necessary part of the journey. I want you to understand something powerful right now. What you believe about yourself in the midst of your pain will determine how far you go. When life is tough and you're on the edge of breaking, it's your belief in yourself that will keep you going. Accepting pain builds resilience. Resilience builds confidence. And when you believe in your ability to overcome, there is no limit to what you can achieve. But most importantly, take action. Don't wait for the pain to subside. Don't wait for the perfect moment. That moment may never come. Take action now, even if it's hard, even if it hurts. The steps you take today, despite the pain, are the steps that will lead you to success tomorrow. So, I challenge you today, right now, accept the pain, embrace it, let it be the fuel that drives you forward. Don't run from it, don't shrink from it, stand tall, face the struggle, and keep moving. Because the power to change your life is not in avoiding pain, it's in accepting it, learning from it, and allowing it to propel you toward your goals. The path to greatness is not for the faint of heart, but if you can take the pain, if you can push through it, I promise you, there is nothing that can stop you. Pain is often seen as something to be avoided, something that signals that we are in danger or that something is wrong. But the reality is, pain is one of the most powerful tools we have in our personal growth journey. It is a message from our body, our mind, or the world around us telling us that something needs attention, change, or adaptation. It's not a sign of weakness, nor is it a mark of failure. Rather, it is a call to evolve, to grow stronger, and to push ourselves beyond what we thought was possible. The first step in understanding pain as a tool for growth is shifting our perspective. Imagine you're lifting weights in the gym. The moment your muscles start to burn, you might think to stop. The pain feels uncomfortable and your immediate instinct is to rest. But if you push through it, if you accept the discomfort, you start to see the results. The muscle fibers tear and rebuild, stronger than before. The pain in this case was not a negative force, it was essential for growth. Without it, you would never see the progress. In the same way, the challenges and struggles in life can be the exact things that build your character, resilience, and strength. In many ways, we all experience this kind of growth through pain, whether it's the pain of loss, failure, rejection, or just facing the harsh realities of life. We all encounter moments where we feel as though we're being stretched beyond our limits. And while those moments may feel unbearable, they are exactly the moments that allow us to tap into new layers of strength and potential. Each time you experience pain and choose to face it instead of run from it, you build endurance. You train your mind and heart to handle more, to be more, and to achieve more. It is through this process of confronting and overcoming pain that we come into our own. Think about the many successful people you admire, the entrepreneurs, the athletes, the leaders. They all have one thing in common. They've faced hardship, but instead of allowing it to break them, they used it to build themselves. They've faced failures that would have knocked others off course, but they kept going. Every setback, every failure, every painful moment was a stepping stone. It became the foundation on which they built their success. Now, pain, when accepted and understood, transforms from a burden into a stepping stone toward greatness. Let's also consider the idea that pain often brings clarity. Sometimes we find ourselves stuck in a comfortable but stagnant place in life. We might feel dissatisfied but don't know why. We may be afraid of making a change because it's unknown, even though deep down we know it's necessary. But it's the pain of discomfort, the dissatisfaction with the status quo, that pushes us to act. It's the catalyst that forces us to question our current path and consider a new one. Without that discomfort, we might never take the leap towards something better. The pain of uncertainty can drive us to embrace change, to step into new opportunities, and to challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible. Finally, embracing pain also teaches us resilience. Every time we experience hardship and learn to work through it, we develop resilience. We learn that we can handle more than we initially thought. We learn to adapt. And this is how we grow. Growth doesn't happen when everything is easy. It happens when things are tough and we push ourselves through. The more we accept pain as part of the process, the more we realize it is not something to fear, it is something that strengthens us. When we stop seeing pain as an obstacle and start seeing it as a tool, we unlock the possibility to rise, to learn, and to move forward. So the next time you encounter pain, don't shy away from it. Don't see it as a signal to retreat. Instead, accept it as an opportunity. It is through pain that we learn, grow, and transform into who we are truly meant to be. Adversity is often viewed as an obstacle, something that stands in our way and prevents us from achieving our goals. It feels like a roadblock, a force that makes the journey harder, if not impossible. However, adversity has a unique way of shaping us, sometimes in ways we never imagined. While we often try to avoid difficulty, it is precisely through adversity that we find opportunities for personal transformation. When life challenges us, when things seem to be falling apart, it is often the precursor to a profound shift in who we are and what we are capable of. Consider the process of a diamond being formed. Under intense pressure and heat, coal is transformed into something beautiful, valuable, and enduring. If we think of ourselves as coal, adversity acts as the pressure that shapes us, refining us, and turning us into something greater than we were before. It's a painful process, and it's certainly not easy, but the end result, just like the diamond, is worth the struggle. Without that adversity, the raw material would remain unrefined, never reaching its potential. In the same way, when we face challenges in our own lives, it's the struggle that shapes us into our best selves. One of the greatest examples of this principle in action comes from the world of sports. Take Michael Jordan, for instance. Widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Jordan's journey was not without adversity. In fact, he was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine the blow to his confidence, the sting of rejection. For most, this might have been the end of the road, a sign that they weren't good enough, that they should give up on their dreams. But Jordan didn't let that adversity define him. Instead, he used it as fuel. He worked harder, trained relentlessly, and turned that rejection into a catalyst for his success. He faced the adversity head-on, and it made him not just a better basketball player, but a stronger, more determined individual. It's important to recognize that adversity does not just teach us about what we're capable of, it also teaches us resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficulty, to stand tall after we've been knocked down. It's the mental toughness that allows us to face setbacks and keep going, even when it feels like the world is against us. In life, we all encounter adversity. It could be a personal loss, a career setback, a financial struggle, or a health challenge. And in each of these situations, the natural instinct is to retreat, to run from the discomfort and difficulty. But it's in facing that adversity and moving through it that we discover our true strength. What's more, adversity also has the power to build empathy. When we experience hardship, we develop a deeper understanding of others who are going through similar struggles. It allows us to connect on a human level, to be compassionate and supportive. Those who have endured difficult times often find themselves more willing to help others, to offer encouragement and support, because they know firsthand what it feels like to struggle. So while adversity is undeniably challenging, it is also a powerful force for growth. It pushes us to our limits and forces us to evolve, to adapt, and to rise. It's not just something to endure, it's something to embrace. Because through adversity, we discover what we're truly made of, we learn to fight for our dreams, and we become the people we were always meant to be. The struggles you face today could very well be the foundation of your success tomorrow. So instead of viewing adversity as something to fear or avoid, see it as an opportunity to become stronger, more resilient, and more connected to your true purpose. Persistence is the key to unlocking success, yet it's often misunderstood. Many people believe that success is reserved for the naturally talented, the fortunate, or those who catch a lucky break. While these factors can play a role, they are by no means the determining ones. What truly separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to persist in the face of challenges, setbacks, and even failure. Persistence is about showing up day after day, even when things seem bleak, and continuing to move forward no matter how difficult the path becomes. Imagine you're walking up a steep hill. The journey is exhausting, and the higher you go, the more tired you become. At times, it might feel like the top is so far away, and the weight of each step feels heavier than the last. But if you give up halfway, you will never know the view from the top. It's persistence that enables you to keep going, to push through the fatigue, and to eventually reach the summit. Now, the view from the top, the reward for your effort, is only available to those who persist. This concept applies to all areas of life. Whether you're pursuing a career goal, working toward physical fitness, or trying to build meaningful relationships, it's persistence that will see you through the hardest moments. The road to success is rarely smooth. It is filled with obstacles, moments of doubt, and times when the results seem far off. But it is in those moments, when the journey feels the hardest, that persistence becomes the most powerful tool you have. And so it started. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her books became the global phenomenon they are today, Rowling faced rejection after rejection. She was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet. She had the idea for Harry Potter, but no one would publish it. Yet she didn't give up. She didn't let the rejections define her. She persisted. It took her years of hard work and belief in her dream before her book was finally accepted. Today, Rowling is one of the most successful authors in the world. Had she given up after the first, second, or even 12th rejection, we would never have experienced the magic of Harry Potter. It was her persistence, the refusal to quit, that turned a dream into reality. Persistence also builds resilience. Every time you face a challenge and choose to keep going, you reinforce your ability to overcome future obstacles. Life has a way of testing us, pushing us to see just how much we can handle, but each time we persist, we build the mental strength needed to face the next challenge with even greater confidence. Think about an athlete training for a marathon. Every painful step, every sore muscle, and every early morning run is a test of their commitment. But it's through this persistent effort that they build not only their physical strength, but also their mental toughness. By the time race day arrives, they are not just prepared to run, they are prepared to endure. Persistence doesn't just prepare us for success in the moment, it prepares us for all the moments that follow. One of the most important aspects of persistence is the understanding that it's not about achieving success overnight. We live in a world that often celebrates instant gratification, the quick fix, the shortcut, the fast track. But true success, the kind that is lasting and meaningful, takes time. It requires dedication and a willingness to keep going, even when the rewards are not immediate. When you persist, you're not just looking for quick wins, you're building something that will last. Another key element of persistence is the ability to remain consistent even when motivation fades. Motivation is powerful, but it is also fleeting. Some days you'll feel inspired, energized, and ready to conquer the world. Other days you'll feel tired, discouraged, and tempted to give up. It's in those moments when motivation wanes that persistence is most needed. Persistence is the ability to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's the quiet strength that says, I'm not going to stop because things are hard. I'm going to keep going because I believe in the long-term payoff. In the end, persistence is a mindset. It's the decision to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing that success is possible, even when everything around you tells you to quit. It's about having the courage to press on, to stay committed to your goals, and to trust that your effort will eventually pay off. The people who succeed are not the ones who have the easiest journey. They are the ones who refuse to give up. So, when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, can I keep going? The answer, if you are willing to embrace it, will be yes. And it is that unwavering persistence that will carry you to the success you are destined to achieve. Failure is often viewed as the end, a mark of defeat that signals we have not succeeded. It's easy to fear failure because it's associated with loss, disappointment, and frustration. However, failure is not the end. It is simply a part of the process, an integral part of the journey toward success. Each time we fail, we have the opportunity to learn something new, to reevaluate our approach, and to build the resilience necessary to reach our goals. Rather than seeing failure as a roadblock, we should view it as a stepping stone, an essential element in the development of success. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. When he was trying to invent the light bulb, he failed thousands of times. Yet he never saw these failures as setbacks, but as necessary steps in the process. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is critical. Failure is not about finding the end. It's about discovering what doesn't work and using that information to adjust, pivot, and keep moving forward. Each failure is a lesson in what needs to be changed or improved, and this knowledge is crucial for making progress. What failure teaches us is not just about our mistakes, but about our perseverance. It shows us what we are capable of enduring, how far we are willing to go to achieve our goals. It builds character in ways success cannot. When we face failure, we often feel discouraged, but it is in these moments that we learn the most about ourselves. Failure forces us to confront our limitations, our weaknesses, and our fears. And when we rise from failure, we are stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. Think about any successful entrepreneur or innovator. The path to success is rarely linear, and most of the time it is paved with failures. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he founded, but he didn't let that define him or derail his vision. Instead, He used the failure as a springboard to come back even stronger, ultimately leading Apple to become one of the most influential companies in the world. Had he let the failure at Apple define his career, the world might never have seen the groundbreaking technology and innovation he later introduced. Failure was not the end of his story, it was a chapter in his journey that helped him grow and refine his approach. Failure is also a powerful teacher of resilience. It forces us to keep going even when the road is tough and the results aren't immediate. When we fail, it often feels like we've lost something: time, energy, effort. But what we gain in return is invaluable. We learn how to bounce back, how to adapt, and how to face the next challenge with more clarity and purpose. It's easy to keep going when things are going well, but true growth happens when we push through the difficult moments. Resilience is not built in moments of ease. It is built in moments of struggle, and with each failure, we build a deeper well of resilience that carries us through the next challenge. Furthermore, failure allows us to reframe our definition of success. We often think of success as an end result, something to be achieved or attained. But true success is not just about the final destination. It is about the growth and learning that happens along the way. Failure reminds us that success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about learning from what didn't work and applying that knowledge to move forward. When we fail, we are given the chance to refine our approach, to get better, and to come back stronger. Success, therefore, is not about avoiding failure. It is about using failure as a tool to become better. One of the most powerful aspects of failure is the opportunity for reinvention. After failure, we often have the chance to look at our goals, our methods, and our strategies with fresh eyes. We may discover a new way to approach the situation, a new path to follow. Failure provides us with a pause, a moment to reassess our priorities, and, at times, a moment to pivot in a new direction. It challenges us to think creatively, to innovate, and to look for solutions in places we might not have considered before. Finally, failure teaches us humility. It shows us that we are not infallible and that the road to success is not always smooth. In a world where we are constantly told to strive for perfection and success, failure offers us a dose of reality. It helps us remain grounded, reminding us that we are human and that we too are prone to mistakes. But this humility can also be a source of strength. It keeps us open to learning, to growing, and to improving. And it helps us to embrace the journey, knowing that each misstep is simply another opportunity to move closer to where we are meant to be. So rather than fearing failure, we must learn to embrace it. It is a necessary part of the process, a tool that helps us refine our efforts and ultimately reach our goals. Success is not achieved by avoiding failure, but by learning from it and using it to build a stronger, more resilient version of ourselves. Failure is not the end, it is just the beginning of a new lesson, a new opportunity to grow and improve. End quote. And as long as we keep moving forward, there is no failure that can stop us from achieving greatness. In the face of challenges and adversity, one of the most critical factors that will determine whether you succeed or fail is your belief in yourself. Self-belief is not just about confidence or positive thinking. It is the foundation upon which all progress is built. Without a firm belief in your own abilities, it becomes incredibly difficult to persist through setbacks, confront failure, or take risks that are essential for growth. Self-belief is the inner voice that tells you, "I can do this," even when external circumstances suggest otherwise. It's what drives you to keep going when the world seems to be against you and when your doubts feel overwhelming. One of the reasons self-belief is so crucial is because the world around us often provides more reasons to doubt ourselves than to believe in ourselves. Every time we face a challenge, we're met with criticism, fear of failure, and the pressure to conform to external expectations. These voices, whether they come from others or from within, can create a narrative that we're not good enough, not talented enough, or not capable of reaching our goals. But self-belief empowers you to counteract these negative voices. It's the strength to silence those doubts and replace them with the conviction that you have what it takes. Self-belief is not just about blind optimism. It is built on the understanding of your own strengths and weaknesses. It's about knowing who you are and what you can do, but also being humble enough to recognize areas where you need to grow. It's about having the courage to acknowledge your limitations without letting them define you. Real self-belief comes from the balance of confidence and humility. The ability to understand that you're capable of achieving great things while still being aware that there will be hard work, setbacks, and learning along the way. It's not about thinking you'll always succeed, but rather that you will never give up. Take the example of Oprah Winfrey. She faced numerous challenges throughout her life, including a difficult childhood and early career setbacks. She was told she wasn't fit for television and was even fired from her first news job. Many people would have accepted these setbacks as signs that they weren't meant for success. But Oprah didn't. She believed in herself, in her vision, and in her ability to create change. Her belief in her own potential allowed her to push through rejection after rejection, eventually becoming one of the most influential figures in media history. Her story is a testament to the power of self-belief, the kind of belief that doesn't waver in the face of adversity. When you truly believe in yourself, you begin to approach challenges differently. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, you take action. Instead of shying away from the unknown, you step forward with confidence, knowing that even if you don't have all the answers, you have the ability to figure things out. Self-belief gives you the courage to take risks, to put yourself in situations where you might fail, but also where you might learn and grow. It allows you to take on new challenges and step outside of your comfort zone because you trust that you have the skills, the resilience, and the will to handle whatever comes your way. But self-belief is not just about what happens in the external world. It's deeply connected to your internal dialogue, the way you talk to yourself. The words you use to describe yourself shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, or that you'll never succeed, then you are reinforcing a belief that limits your potential. On the other hand, when you choose to speak to yourself with encouragement, when you acknowledge your progress and focus on your strengths, you build a belief system that supports your growth. Self-belief is rooted in the language we use with ourselves and the mindset we choose to adopt. Self-belief also helps you overcome the inevitable moments of doubt and uncertainty. There will be times when you question whether you're on the right path, whether your efforts are worth it, or whether you're capable of achieving your dreams. During these times, your belief in yourself becomes your anchor. It reminds you that the road to success is rarely straightforward, and that every setback is just a temporary detour. It encourages you to keep going when everything around you seems uncertain. So, if you want to achieve your goals and push through adversity, cultivate your self-belief. Trust in your ability to grow, to adapt, and to learn. Recognize that your potential is limitless, and that each challenge you face is an opportunity to become better. Self-belief doesn't mean thinking you are perfect, but rather knowing that you are capable of handling imperfection and using it to fuel your progress. The journey will be tough, but as long as you believe in yourself, there will be no obstacle too great to overcome.